Yo, yo, can you hear me? My internet dropped out. How lovely. Let me get this tweet out. I'm gonna quickly get a tweet just to say I'm back. Attempt number 2, my internet dropped out. Cool. So where were we? We were... I was taking a position, that's right. I stopped out twice, and looks like TradingView is trying to remember all my drawings. I don't need all these. And look, we came back up into profit. Cool. Third attempt, it came good. It got a 1-to-1, didn't it? It came up here and went for a 1-for-1. So yeah, I don't know. Just depends how you handle these trades. Like if you get to the 1-to-1 point, I would suggest bringing your stop up to break even. So this one would be stopped out, I would say. Or if you're taking 1-to-1 profit, then you're taking 1-to-1 profit. CryptoFace thinks we're about to run up. Okay, yeah, it's possible. Yeah, let's stay open to the fact that it could. Yeah. Or I should say, stay open to the possibility that it could, not the fact, the possibility. What's up, Keith Bradford? How you doing, mate? Worst time for my internet to drop out. I do apologize for that. Out of my control. Actually, no, it's not out of my control. What I'll try to do before every stream is reset my router, my modem, so that I get a fresh lease on the connection. Because it seems to be like the lease expires or something. I'm not an expert with networking, like internet, but it just times out and I drop out. No other devices in my house do it. It's just my computer for some reason times out and it fails to get the new lease on the connection, so it just drops and I have to go reset the router. Anyway, here we are with another FOMO trade stops. Like that would have stopped there if you had your target high, you know. We're not there yet, guys. We're not quite rallying. Where did the weekend close? Here. No, it didn't. It closed out later than that. Let me just zoom out for a second. It's weird, like when TradingView gets disconnected and all of your old drawings are still there. Gotta go back and clean up. Don't know what these brush strokes were. Probably other examples. Yeah, delete that one. Delete that one. Don't know where that one was from. Oh, back over here. This circle. Oh, back over there. Delete that. There's the circle. Okay. Delete that. Cool. Now we're back in action. Go down to the 5-minute. Just have an inspection. Yeah, risky business at the moment. Kind of, you know, not too clear and obvious. The trend feels a little stale. Like I said, you want to catch trends when they're freshly crossed up, or, you know, try to get them as fresh as possible and then, you know, ride them into the sunset. But this one is late. Like trying to go long this late into the trend is kind of sketchy. I would say. Probably why we stopped out 3 times in a row. But there might be an opportunity to short. Maybe. If the setup presents itself. If price convincingly gets below the 200 EMA, like it is now, like it's kind of below it, right? But if we start breaking market structure to the downside, like there's change of character, then it's break of structure after that. I'll show you what that looks like with this indicator. So see, there's the change of character. And then if you get a change of character followed by a break of structure to the downside, that could be the start of a pullback, like a down, you know, some kind of downtrend. If we lose this trend zone that we've been riding since, let's measure the timeout. We sort of like first tapped it around here. We've sort of been riding it for the last 1 day and 1 hour. So 25 hours. Trends don't last forever, as we all know. They can break. Ooh, new subscriber. What's up? Welcome aboard. Guys, smash up the like button. And subscribe if you haven't already. It seems like most of my viewers are subscribers already, so that's cool. You guys are very loyal. I have a regular audience. What's up, buddy? Back in action. If I ever do that, guys, if I just drop out without saying goodbye, it's probably because my internet cut out, you know? And I'll make an attempt, I'll make a good effort to come back, like, you know, as quickly as I can. Sometimes it'll take 5 to 10 minutes, just depending how the router, like how long the router takes to reset. But this is an example of that, me coming back. This triangle, the way that it was sitting, has since been broken. So that triangle's broken. What about that one? That got broken too. So we're still finding D right now. We're looking for where D's gonna stop. Are we gonna double bottom here, like the B, D? Or are we gonna go lower? Are we gonna get some kind of falling wedge, perhaps, like that? Or are we gonna flag? Are we gonna get like something like that, like a parallel channel that goes down and finds support? I do feel like this pullback here will find support and bounce at some stage. So I haven't lost any hope yet on you know, on this push to 24K. Like I still think it's quite possible. But it's just a matter of patience and waiting for the setup, you know. We're dipped back below the 200 now, like quite a distance on the 1 minute chart. The 200 EMA on the 1 minute. We very well could come back up and get back up on top of it very soon, but we'll just wait and see. Be patient. Wait to see an example of that happening. So we're only, what, 25 minutes into Monday's candle. Let's go look at the altcoin list and see if anything is trending already. And yes, RNDR is already 3.2% up. CTSI, Siacoin SC, Lunk, Chili's, Ontology, Qtum. You can see the list here. But yeah, RNDR. Render. Let me just open that up and see what it's doing. One hour chart, 1 hour time frame. There's the daily open right there. This little section, and it's been rallying. Good start to the day so far for RNDR. That could be one to watch. We know that it's been trendy over the last few days here. I mean, obviously a lot of coins have been trending over the last couple of weeks, as we know. It's just like, do you see continuation of the trend, or do you think that we do need to come and correct back to somewhere like to the 200 EMA before maybe looking at another leg up? You know what I mean? Like, does this feel exhausted to you, kind of thing? It's a good question to ask yourself before you go into a trade, I guess. You know, does it look tired? Because we started the trend back here on the 15-minute chart. See how we popped above the yellow line and then found support? You know, that was when the trend was fresh, when we got that pop on RNDR. And we've been, you know, we're showing signs of exhaustion here. Little bit of a possible head and shoulders forming as well. See that? Like maybe something like that will happen. But it hasn't happened yet. It's just be cautious, like, you know, just be open to what could play out and what does happen a lot of the times on other coins and on other charts. MG, how you doing? Bitcoin's still struggling to hold. It still looks, you know, like not weak, but it hasn't moved yet. Hasn't moved just yet. Oh, Manny. Thank you, Manny. Appreciate that. What currency is that? That little symbol there. I'm gonna Google that. That is a Philippine peso. Oh, cool. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Wow, I like the little sticker. It's cool. Super chat. Yeah, let's just see. Let's see what happens. I mean, it's been pushed down into a little consolidation here. The candles are very tightly squished together. Bit of indecision. Let me fix up this weekend boundary. The weekend came all the way out to here. It needs to get fixed. It's out. There's a long way to do it. Scroll it up. There we go. 10 o'clock. Okay. Lock. Let me turn off the indicators for a second just so we can stand back and have a look at how the weekend went. There it is. There's the weekend. That box. Pretty calm Saturday. Not a hell of a lot happened Saturday. Kind of flat. But then we got Sunday, which started on this candle here. And we launched. We got, you know, volatility came back in. We rallied. So Monday is young. The week is young. We had a weekly close too, by the way. Let me hide absolutely everything. Hide all. Let's go full screen and just check out what candles we have. Let's go. Okay, daily's great. Our Sunday candle was a huge bullish engulfing candle. See that? Completely engulfed the Saturday candle, which was somewhat of a doji. It didn't really do much. But yeah, a daily bullish engulfing is a nice one. Weekly, how did the week go? Because You know, we've just started a brand new week. There's 7 days left. You can see. Fresh week. Last week was cool. Yeah, not bad. Not as big as the previous 2 weeks, yes, but, you know, still up there. Signs of momentum slowing, obviously. The momentum has slowed. You know, it's nothing like this or like this move here. Very different. Just trying to see what it could be similar to. I mean, look at this one. Look at how optimistic this was looking, right? We had 3 candles and they started to get smaller. See how the momentum slowed? And then it actually took a couple of weeks to pull back there. And then on the 3rd week, bang, we came down quite heavy. Found support, but then we got back on track, you know? Beautiful. So it can happen like that. It can happen. Let's find other examples. Okay, momentum reduced here. So we had strong momentum, 2nd week strong, 3rd week it started to slow. What happened? Did we get a pullback? Yes, we got a pullback, but then whoop, bang, 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 up we went. And that was how that one played out. So yeah, you can get all sorts of results with that. It's hard to say what's going to happen, you know. I think it's a healthy thing to get a pullback to some level of support before going higher, you know. It gives people that missed the boat on the first impulse the chance to jump in to a position. You know, it's the safe traders' way of getting in. You know, they wait for wave 1 to finish. They try to snipe out a position on the wave 2, which is the first pullback. And they're getting in anticipation for a wave 3, like a big. So just to put it in simple diagram for you. Wave 1 is like the brave people that create the first impulse. And then a lot of people would be like, damn, I wish I had bought somewhere near the bottom. I'm going to buy the pullback. And so the pullback happens to whatever depth, right? There's usually like some kind of fib level that it finds support at. And then wave 3 is supposed to be, or more often than not, is more explosive and bigger than wave 1. Not always, but a lot of the times. And then you have another correction, which is called wave 4. So the 4th move on the 5-wave impulse. And then wherever that finds support, like you get a wave 5, which sometimes it may even go like just like that. You know, that qualifies. Maybe that qualifies, like if it just comes up here, I don't know. Like, but anyway, this is a very textbook looking Elliott wave, right? And then within an Elliott wave like that, you have smaller structure that also follows the 3 waves, the 5 waves, sorry. Like this. That can happen. That's like the structure within the structure, right? And then wave 5 even has a 5-wave count if it's like the most textbook perfect Elliott wave. 1, 2, 3 is the big one for like a lot of times, and then maybe wave 5 goes to there, you know. And then the corrective moves is an ABC most of the time. This is like a very clean example, right? This is like just me doing it perfect. Something like that, some kind of ABC correction, which looks like a head and shoulders, right? Because you got the left shoulder, the head, the right shoulder, breaking the neckline, wherever that neckline sort of is. And then, yeah, another one up here. So wave 4 also sees and A, B, C. And that's your Elliott waves, guys. And then apparently, even within that, there's an ABC. There's a 5 wave with a 3 wave. So I'll just do it on this first leg here. Wave 1, wave 2, wave 3, wave 4, wave 5. And then A, B, C correction. You know? That's the idea. Like, it happens micro scale. Right? It's called fractals. As above, so below. As on the high time frame, you get it happening on the medium time frame, and on the medium time frame, you get it on the micro, like the 5 minute or the 1 minute chart. Will also do this kind of activity. But that's, I mean, it doesn't just do that into eternity. There's all sorts of different structures with Elliott waves, so you have to be careful with your expectations. You know, some are like more obvious than others. But look, what are we getting right now? We're getting a bit of action. Do we still have any TA to give here? Bitcoin, Binance, Tether. That's right, we were in this cluster, weren't we? We were sitting in this cluster trying to decide if we were going to hold support and move up, or whether we were going to break down. So far, so good for this triangle. We finally found a point to put our D, because we were like, do we put it here? Nah, it's going to keep dropping. Do we put it here? Nah, it's dropping again. So right now, as it stands, D lives right there, pretty much. Give or take, you know? And our support, our trend is active. Our trend zone, still alive. Still alive. So bull run or bull trap? It's definitely a bull run. It's not a bull trap, I don't think. There's going to be a point where we pull back. I don't know where that's going to be. But I guess you let the chart tell you the evidence of the pullback. If we start getting like higher time frame, like 1 hour, let's go to the 1 hour chart. If we lose this low here, see how we came down and wicked here, and like sort of here. If we lose that level for support, I would say that's the start of a corrective move. Like, you know, if price was to come down here and get lower than that support, then you know that the trend is probably, you know, that first move is over, you know, that first wave. And then you're looking at an ABC correction. So something like this. Let's delete these. And I'm going to hide some of this TA so we can see things better. Hide the events. All right, we're on the 1 hour chart. Let's go to the 4 hour just to draw it out a bit easier. And I'll use the path tool. So let's say 24K was our resistance. A change of character would be us getting lower than those wicks down here. See these wicks down here? If we came down and made a low like this, and let's say we came down to 21.5K as our first low, and then tried to rally up but met resistance at the previous wicks here, and then came down and maybe tested 20.5 or 20K, that's possible. Like, that could be like some form of ABC correction. And then once we complete that ABC correction, you know, you can see the high time frame that is now a higher low. Because here's our lows, right? This is where we started. And this is our, you know, you could argue that this is the top of wave 1. And then, you know, let's say we find support at 20K. That would be nice. A nice pullback to 20K would be awesome. Big opportunity. And then we get evidence, you know, when we start getting evidence of, you know, breaking market structure coming up, like something like this, you know, rallying up. And then the real test would be breaking this structure. If we can get above that high, like after a pullback, then that's like a continuation of an uptrend, right? That's how it plays out. I would love to see that. That's nice and healthy. See how that looks like kind of sustainable? It's a higher low. Yes, there's a pullback, giving people an opportunity to get into a long. And then, yeah, continuation of the overall uptrend, which is this. You know, there's maybe leg 1. There's the pullback, the ABC correction. It's kind of a weird sideways one. And then maybe this was wave 3. We don't know where wave 3 has completed yet. We don't have evidence of that yet. But if we're just assuming that is, then maybe this can pull back and stay an Elliott wave all the way back, but we can't go below that high if it's going to stay an Elliott wave. So let's say, yeah, maybe 20K is a support example. So we hit 20K, we come up, and then we do a wave 5, which is followed by like some kind of A, B, you know, running out of chart here, one sec. Some kind of ABC correction. Anyway, that's just me rambling on about Elliott waves and what could be a possible count. Some people might class this. Let's see. So instead of calling this wave 1 with the pullback, maybe it's something like this. Maybe this was wave 1, and then we're waiting for wave 2, like wherever that may come back to. Maybe it comes back to here. That would be cool, because that's a level of previous resistance which may become future support. We haven't back tested that level yet as support. Has not been back tested, so that may happen. And we could still be in an uptrend, an overall uptrend, if we hold support. See, the cool thing is we've afforded ourselves so much distance to drop to remain in an uptrend. To cancel this potential uptrend, where do we have to go? We have to break back down. About that. Bit of a hiccup, sorry about that. I'm back. Hopefully you can hear me. I should sue the internet company. What was I saying? Yeah, okay, what invalidates this as some kind of bull trend? That is if we get a move like this. Okay, let's say we go like that, where we get a new low. We go down to 14K. We are back into the bear market if that happens. If we lose this low, this sort of range here of lows, that would be bearish again. You know, we get rejected, we get back on the bear trend. Which isn't the worst thing in the world, you know? Like that could be a huge opportunity to buy. If we get low, like, you know, it could still happen. I don't think it's likely, but it's possible, right? I think this kind of scenario would be more likely if we find resistance at, you know, let's say we find resistance at 25K. This seems reasonable. Maybe like pull back to 20 and then move up for a wave 3, you know, to maybe 30K. 30K is like right here. And then maybe another correction to test the 25K high. And then a wave 5 that takes us to like maybe 32 or something. And then an ABC, like, you know, that's possible. Bear markets do things like that. Bear relief rallies, right? Look what happened over here. This one. We came up pretty handsomely, but we corrected heavy. This was like a 5-wave correction, I'd say. Probably get a 5 count out of that. Maybe. 5 impulse. Let's see. Maybe like wave 1, wave 2. I don't know where wave 3 would be. Like I can't get back above that for wave 4. So it's like, where do you do it where it's not violating? Maybe here, and then 4 and 5. This is what I don't like about Elliott wave. It's kind of subjective. Like you can make it fit just by like excluding certain parts of the price action. Like with that count there, I've totally ignored that. I've ignored all of this, and I'm just sort of cutting it all off to make it fit my hypothesis. But yeah, I mean, you could class that as a 5 down. This looks nice as an Elliott count. I'll show you the next one, right? This move here, this looks a lot more legal as Elliott. A wave 1, a wave 2. Some kind of wave 3, maybe coming up to here, and then a 4, and then the 5. That looks a bit more healthy as an Elliott wave count. Even though there's action like outside that count, like maybe it's more like that. Yeah, that looks a bit tighter, a bit cleaner. Yeah, I don't know. If you like it, look into it. Did you say you don't own crypto? If so, why? I trade crypto. I don't hold it. I don't hold anything right now, per se. And it's not because I don't believe in it. I certainly do believe in it. But yeah, I don't know. I've been a trader. I've traded crypto. If we get a pullback, hey, look. Tell you what, if we get a handsome pullback to 20k, I'll probably spot buy a bunch of Bitcoin, right? And then store it on a hardware wallet, so off exchange in my custody. And then I'll trade with 10% of that amount, you know? Like I'll keep 10% of whatever I put back on my wallet on the exchange. So let's say I'm playing with $3,500, right? What's 10% of that? 350 bucks? So maybe if that's my total and I pull 10% off that, what's that leave? Let me do a quick calculation. 3,500 minus 10%, which is $350. Equals 3,150. So $3,150 worth of Bitcoin goes into cold storage. And I trade with this on the exchange, 350. If I make money with that 10%, I maintain my 10% on exchange and I take the profit and I stockpile it into this. You know, I keep adding to my big cold storage holding of Bitcoin, and I play with an amount that I'm comfortable with playing to trade. You know, that's one way to approach it. But yeah, there's so many different strategies to money management in crypto, and yeah, I could do something like that. If I believe in Bitcoin long term, like if I think it's got a future 10 years from now, then that would be a pretty, I think, reasonable way to approach crypto. Because we're certainly not in an all-time high bull market right now. So I think accumulation seems fairly reasonable off the back of a bear market. You know, we've just had we're either still in a bear market. We're currently bouncing and getting a bit of relief out of it, but you know, after we've seen a 77% correction, I don't think it's stupid to start accumulating if you're an investor, right? At least you're not doing it up in the all-time high areas, right? At least it's discounted by 70% odd, you know? That's how I see it. Hey mate, any thoughts on Magic? Let's check Magic out. I have seen it in the lists before. Let me duplicate this so I can get a new chart. Magic looks healthy. Like a lot of alts look healthy right now because of the uptrend, right? Does it look like an Elliott wave? It could. Something like, I don't know, wave 1, ABC correction, wave, which is wave 2, ABC corrections wave 2, and then wave 3, the most impulsive, followed by an ABC correction, and then your wave 5, which is kind of a weird count in this situation, but yeah, maybe that 5 wave up has completed, and now you're looking at an A, B, and then maybe C comes down somewhere like that, and then you get another wave 1, wave 2, wave, you know, so on and so forth. Yeah, look, it's a series of higher lows. This is the same with every alt at the moment, pretty much. You've got the floor of the market, you've got a low, a higher low, higher, 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 and all of your highs are getting higher too, so higher, higher. But we're in an uptrend. The thing that really matters that you pay attention to is the lows, right? Once you break that combination and you get a lower low, you know that the trend has ended. You know, it's a downtrend once you get that break of structure. So currently the structure is here for me on Magic, right there. If you were to get below that, that would be like the first hint at a change in direction. So you don't want to be holding any longs below if price gets below that. That's why this smart money concepts indicator is good, because it shows you where the structure lies. See that? Gives you... Now the trend changes on something called a change of character, a COCH. So a downtrend becomes an uptrend when you get a higher high. See how a downtrend is a series of lower highs? Lower high, lower high. First higher high is here. That's why we had a change of character. Now a break of structure follows a change of character. So if you have change of character here, the structure lies at the high, right? So when you get above the structure, it's a break of structure, a BOS, a break of structure. So now you'll see that there was a change of character here along the way, but it was not followed up by a break of structure. So you can pretty much ignore that. You can say that was a bit of a fake out. It was a bit of a liquidity grab, likely below this low here. Right there, right? Let's call that our liquidity grab. See how the wick came through and just got a little bit lower to scare people off? Like, ooh, we got a lower low, shit, we've changed, we're going down. But it didn't result in much, it was just a wick, nothing to be scared of. You know, back on trend, change the character back to an uptrend, breaking structure, yeah, it's healthy. This has not changed. These are good though. Like when you see a change of character, it's like, be careful. There could be a change in direction on the cards, you know? And that way, like, it sort of keeps you out of like severe danger if you respect and pay attention to these signals of market structure. Yeah, I think if Bitcoin does well in this week coming, like as in, you know, we're here now, we're Monday, right? If Bitcoin does well this week, your altcoins will continue to stay healthy and run, right? But if Bitcoin meets resistance and starts crashing, like, correcting heavy, the altcoins will probably follow. Like, you're going to get corrections on the alts. So in other words, altcoins tend to answer to Bitcoin, and Bitcoin answers to the stock market. So that's why I do look at the stock market. As we know, the stock market is closed Saturday, Sunday, so we don't get any kind of like movement or influence, and that's why things go flat while we wait for it to come back online. So here's the S&P 500. We know that Friday closed out with a bit of a corrective candle, which was kind of scary. We pulled on this high, but then there was this like, there was a move down off it. So, but still, we're still elevated. We're still healthily in this trend here. You can see it's a very clear Elliott count, isn't it? It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks nice. As long as wave 4 didn't get below wave 1. I think it might have, so it might have been violated. Yeah, it kind of violated. Maybe that doesn't count, hey? Maybe that's not a textbook Elliott wave. It got violated. That pullback was too deep. But yeah, I'm not going to overanalyze the S&P here. I'm going to turn off the indicators though, so we can just have a look at the structure. Hide volume. Go full screen. So we know the S&P's was or is in a falling wedge, like a really macro falling wedge. Test 1 was the all-time high. Test 2 was the first rejection. Third rejection. Fourth rejection. Fifth was like a fake out, but we got shoved back under. We went back underwater, under the trend. 6 was another rejection. And right now we've broken out. We've got some green candles closing above the trend line. That's optimistic. We've got the funds rate coming up soon. Could we rally into that? Possibly. This is the fuel that we need to stay bullish, I think. If we want to stay bullish on Bitcoin, the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq and the other majors indexes of the stock market need to stay and hold ground, and if not, rally up. If the bulls get what they want, we get some kind of recovery. So first point of resistance is the blue line because of these highs, like this high here, and say probably that high there. And then the second resistance, once we deal with that one, is up here at 430, so 4,300 if you're playing on the other chart, the Nasdaq, or the S&P 500. And then there's one up here. There's a pivot. There's a major pivot there, so that'll be another line of resistance. 462. So we got 410, 430, and then 460. Rough, just rounding those off as very key levels of resistance. And then, of course, all-time high, right? 480. 480, 460, 430, 410. Those got 4 major hurdles in front of us for the S&P 500. All right. Well, guys, I'm going to pretty much wrap it up here. I have noticed that Mondays and Tuesdays can be pretty kind of choppy and flat. So maybe we get some of that. Maybe that's what's going to be happening over the coming 24, 48 hours. Like there might not be much to report while we just figure out, or anticipate what's going to happen on the funds rate day, right? But hey, if we hold ground, kind of like what we have done here and here, that keeps us with a chance at continuing to rally up. We will see. We will see. Anyway, guys, yeah, thanks once again. Appreciate your support. I will catch you in the next stream. Have a good night. Have a good day. See ya.